Hello, everyone, and welcome to this week's episode of the NatureCity Podcast. I'm your host, Carl Pradelli, and I'm also the CEO and co-founder of NatureCity, having started the company over 20 years ago with my wife, Beth. And since then, it's been our privilege to serve over 500,000 Americans by offering them the best supplements we can make. Today, we're going to be talking about putting the power of the pomegranate fruit to work for you. I'm really jazzed about an upgrade we just made to our Trueberry 7 drink mix. Trueberry 7 now has the Pomanox P30 pomegranate powder as one of the 7 superfruit ingredients in the Trueberry 7 formula. If you're not familiar with pomegranate fruit, its use in traditional medicine goes back to 1500 BC, a long time ago. And it's referenced in some of the oldest Egyptian medical writings. Today, you'll find pomegranates grown in many parts of the world, not only the Middle East and Africa where they originated, but also Asia, the Americas, the Mediterranean, India, and elsewhere. Its popularity in the last 5 years has really exploded. I think the demand for pomegranates has doubled in just the last 5 years. So why are people so excited about the pomegranate fruit? Well, it's packed with phytonutrients and polyphenols that have a great impact on our health. And, in fact, the antioxidant potency of the pomegranate is believed to be one of the highest of all fruits, in the world. And a lot of this is due because of the polyphenol content. If you've listened to these podcasts before, at NatureCity we're very passionate about polyphenol nutrients. These are compounds in fruits, vegetables, plants that provide color and other beneficial and contribute to other beneficial parts of these crops. Now, as you may know, different fruits and different vegetables have different types of polyphenols. Well, pomegranate is no different. It has its own unique class of polyphenols, and these are called the punicalagins. Okay, and if you ask most experts, I think they'll agree that these punicalagin polyphenols are the main contributors to the potency and health benefits associated with the pomegranate fruit. But to be their best and to help you the most, these punicalagin polyphenols need to work together with the other nutrients naturally found in the pomegranate fruit. So they're not solo performers. They need a full team around them to work their best and most effectively. And that's one of the reasons why we like the Pomanox P30 pomegranate powder so much. It's made from the whole pomegranate fruit. Okay, so not only the juice, but also the peels and the seeds. You get nutrients from the entire fruit as nature designed it. Now, in case you're wondering what the P30 stands for, well, that tells you you're getting a minimum of 30% of the punicalagin polyphenols that are so important to pomegranate. But the other 70% is made up of other key nutrients naturally found in pomegranate to help support the activity of the punicalagins in your body. So, having the benefit of all these nutrients together really helps you maximize the benefits you may receive from taking pomegranate as a supplement. Now we'll get into some of these benefits of Pomanox P30 in a moment, but first let's quickly discuss where Pomanox P30 comes from and how the nutrients are extracted, because they're really important parts of the overall story. So the maker of Pomanox P30 is a company from Barcelona, Spain called Euromed. For the last 50 years, they've been producing premium quality botanical extracts. In fact, our relationship with Euromed started several years ago when we started using their milk thistle in our True Milk Thistle product. Their milk thistle, which we believe is the best in the world, really was the subject of most of the research involving milk thistle and liver health that's been conducted to date, especially a lot of the early research. So if you like milk thistle as an ingredient, you have Euromed to thank for supporting all of that work. And the other thing that's really important we like about Euromed is they really control the process from start to finish. So from the farms right until they ship the powder to us, they control it every step of the way. And of course, quality is always their first priority. So with respect to pomegranates, they grow locally right in the Mediterranean coastal regions of Spain, a place called Murcia, which I believe is in the southeastern portion of Spain by the Mediterranean coast. Big agricultural area, and also an important part for the entire European continent in terms of their production of agricultural products. But as you might expect, they use sustainable green practices, and eco-friendly farming practices, and quality is always monitored very closely. No GMOs or harsh chemicals are used, to grow the fruits. Everything is done kind of old school way. Now, better yet, what happens next is which makes the Pomanox P30, I think, even more unique with respect to your options for pomegranate ingredients as a supplement. Okay, so they take the fresh fruit and they extract the nutrients using an ultra pure water only method. Okay, so it's not water based; it is water only. Okay, and why is that important? Well, this comes up a lot with questions we get from customers. Is they're just curious: are there any solvents, harsh solvents, or chemicals used to get all these nutrients out of the fruit? Okay, because you don't want to have any residue from that process left in the supplement you're consuming. A good question and definitely an important consideration. Well, by using only water with Pomanox P30, you don't have that concern, right? There's no unwanted substances. There's no chemical residues that are left behind. There's no carriers in the powder, right? So what you get is 100% pure pomegranate nutrients. Now, so it's important. So obviously Euromed went through a lot of efforts to make sure they're delivering the most potent, highest quality pomegranate extract they could, right? But they doubled down on that by investing millions of dollars, and literally when I say millions, it's literally millions of dollars into research with Pomanox P30. Right? I think so far there's been about 18 studies published with pomegranate P30, and they're not stopping. This research effort is ongoing, and I would expect that count to rise quickly. So let's now get into some of the benefits that they have identified through this research, because they're actually numerous, and they go beyond, I think, what we've seen with the pomegranate fruit in the past. So let's start off with one which affects, our cardiovascular health, and that is the ability to maintain healthy blood pressure, right? Something all of us should be concerned about. Well, what's nice about the research that's been done with pomegranate P30 is they've done, I think it's 3, perhaps 4 studies now with people who already were in normal, healthy ranges for blood pressure, right? So it wasn't like, so when you start with a healthy group, of course, it's harder to get a significant result, especially, some of these studies were, short duration, 28 days, others were 12 weeks. But the point is, it's not as easy to get a result relative to placebo in that short of time in healthy folks. Well, what's interesting with Pomanox P30 is they were able to show benefits. Okay, so maybe, if you're already in a healthy range and you add Pomanox P30, maybe you can go from, very good in terms of your blood pressure levels to maybe great, right? And, that's certainly something of interest to you. But more importantly, by, taking Pomanox P30 regularly, you should be able to maintain those healthy, normal ranges of blood pressure as time goes on with the help of the supplement. Now, another way that Pomanox P30 has been shown to help with respect to cardiovascular health is by promoting nitric oxide levels, okay? Or healthy nitric oxide production. You know, one of the key things that nitric oxide does is it helps blood vessels relax. Okay, so what does that do? It encourages blood flow because blood vessels are more in a more relaxed state, so blood is able to flow more easily throughout your body to muscles, to tissues, to your organs, everywhere you want it. Okay, and what we've seen with the Pomanox P30 is it helps promote the production of nitric oxide by stimulating the activity of an enzyme called eNOS, which stands for endothelial nitric oxide synthase. Okay, this enzyme plays a critical role in a process which starts with the amino acid L-arginine, which you get from your diet or perhaps supplements too, and through multiple steps gets converted ultimately into the nitric oxide, which helps support your cardiovascular health. Another interesting related benefit of Pomanox P30 is its ability to help you maintain healthy levels of the stress hormone cortisol. Now, when cortisol is in a normal range, it plays important roles in the body, such as helping support blood sugar metabolism. However, when you get stressed, and there's so many things to make us stressed these days, cortisol levels in your body tend to rise. Okay, and when cortisol gets elevated, that's when it could cause certain problems. You may be familiar how cortisol can perhaps make it more challenging with respect to weight management, can help bones degrade faster, can affect your mood. There's a lot of reasons why we want to keep cortisol in a normal range. And with Pomanox P30, that's exactly what we saw. So it was interesting. Another thing I had not read before is that there's an association between, cortisol struggles and blood pressure level struggles, right? So, by helping keep cortisol in a normal range, it may also help you maintain healthy blood pressure levels as well. Now, a lot of these things, promoting blood flow, helping keep cortisol normal, probably help you with other parts of your health. I mean, one aspect, this is probably cognitive and brain health, cognitive performance and brain health, and indeed, Pomanox P30 has been shown to help in those areas too. So we're talking about promoting better moods, perhaps helping with certain aspects of memory. And executive function, which when they say executive function just means, helping you with daily activities, basic decision making, recall a little better, those types of things. And with Pomanox P30, you also may benefit in these areas too. Here's another benefit that I had not seen yet with pomegranate, which is interesting, but it can help you with respect to your hair health. Okay, so it may help you, for example, not only increase the density of your hair strands, but it can may help reduce age-related hair loss. Okay, the way they measure this is they do a hair pull test. Okay, so the clinician or dermatologists, they're used to doing this, so they'll grab some hairs, different parts of your scalp, like a group of hairs, and I think they try to grab like 30 or 40 at a time, and they kind of just pull through the hairs to see how many come out. And what they did here is they saw that there was a marked difference from those taking pomegranate versus placebo over the course of the study, indicating that pomegranate may help support hair health in this way. And of course, as I mentioned, they also saw a notable difference over, I think it was 8 weeks, might have been 12 weeks, in the density of hair. So great. Everyone wants to look better these days, and it helps us feel better. And this is an interesting side benefit to the Pomanox P30. Another area of research has been with respect to weight management and the area of satiety. So basically, what they've been able to show is that taking Pomanox P30 may help you feel fuller longer, or maybe help you not feel as hungry between meals, which, can translate into maybe less snacking or whatever. But, an interesting area, again, that I don't think we've seen before with respect to the pomegranate fruit. But definitely have some supporting data with respect to Pomanox P30. And then finally, last area we'll talk about today is with respect to, basically sports nutrition, helping, build endurance during physical activity, and also helping you recover from your workouts so you can work out the following day or next time and be more readily available in terms of how your muscles feel to go and have another great workout. So we've seen before with respect to helping support nitric oxide production, the increase in blood flow also results in increases in endurance and more energy during working out. So perhaps that's what we're seeing here with Pomanox P30. And of course, the other thing that we've seen in Pomanox P30, which I did not mention, is it also helps support a healthy inflammation response, okay? And also, on top of that, helps reduce oxidative stress, okay? Those are very important because what happens when you're working out? Well, one, your body produces a lot of free radicals, right? So that's why you need, strong antioxidant response to help offset that. Else you are more likely to be sore and your body's not going to recover as well. And of course, by supporting a healthy inflammation response, you can also recover from your activities much, much better. So a lot to like about Pomanox P30. I know they also have some interesting work ongoing that we'll talk about in the future with respect to digestive health. Specifically, it appears Pomanox P30 has some prebiotic activity in the gut, which is certainly of use as we try to maintain a healthy balance of good bacteria versus bad bacteria in our intestines. So great stuff. So each serving of Chewberry 7, if you're interested in Pomanox P30, we have 350 milligrams per serving. To optimize benefits, recommend taking 2 servings a day if you can of Chewberry 7. And remember, this is just one of the 7 superfruits in Chewberry 7, right? A lot of great benefits here, but there's also great benefits from scientifically demonstrated benefits in the other 6 superfruits in every serving of the Chewberry 7 blend. So, give it a shot. I don't think you'll be disappointed. It's definitely a great way to supplement, your diet in terms of your polyphenol ingestion, but also, whatever fruits and vegetables you're getting from your diet. So that's it from this week's episode. If you like these presentations, please subscribe to our YouTube channel, and you could also hear us on your favorite streaming platforms. We're on Apple Podcast, we are on Spotify, we're on Google Podcast, and some others as well. So this is Carl Pradelli, and I will see you next week.